The revolution's here for one-hit wonder. That's the thing. They believed in it for just a moment, then went on. Thunderclap Newman.
Just one great song. That's all you need.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you had to think to yourself, would I rather be in a band that only had one great song or a band that was just around for a long time but didn't have that fucking song that everybody leans over and turns up the radio for? Thunderclap Newman had it.
They had it.
You know, I'm going to give you a little... by the way, have you guys ever heard the Petty version of this?
I have, yeah.
What I love about it is he changes nothing. It's just like if Tom Petty was hired as the lead singer for Thunderclap Newman.
It's just like karaoke.
Yeah.
But Tom Petty's there.
There's only two things I like when you do a cover song. If you do it exactly the same, or if you slow it down and make it country. Right. No matter what it is, you slow it down and make it country, and you're like, "Fuck, this is a much better song than I thought it was."
It's so good. I never realized.
I didn't know it was so slowed down in country
and emotional.
There's also a famous rock star. I'm going to give you guys a little hint here. Is a famous guitar player who played bass in Thunderclap Newman. None of you guys know it.
No, I have no idea.
I was like, you guys didn't listen to a lot of FM radio.
It's a British person.
It's a British person.
I was going to say Cousin Brucey.
Well, first of all, that's silly. And second of all, I know from Doug Love's movies, the show I was on, you could get back into this.
All right, good.
So that's how the rules are. You are out until you're back in.
I like that.
Until I put you back in.
If you give it a good try.
Oh, yeah. Or if I forget why it's going around the room and I just say your name again, you're back in. All right, so you know it's British. We're cool there.
Okay. Is it a Rolling Stone?
Oh, it's not a Rolling Stone, but your era is dead on.
Can I jump back in?
Of course.
Okay, Elvis Costello.
That's not the same era, is it?
No, that's not the same era.
You're out for good now.
No, come on.
No. You're the Esther Killis, who... Not to say anything about Esther, she's a lovely young lady. Wasn't ready for Doug Love's movies.
I'm going to train her up. Really sit her down with a couple films, maybe. First.
My nickname for her was Girl Sam. That's what I actually ended up calling her.
That's so cute.
Yes, I was on Doug Love's movies, and I didn't understand how to play before I got there, but I also didn't understand how to play even after I won. That was I still didn't understand. I will say this, and I'll say this with some trepidation because we're on the East Coast. The amount of marijuana that was smoked there, okay? It was Jimmy Cliff style amount.
Jesus. That much.
Jesus.
Okay.
Exactly.
I like that you were constantly trying to take yourself out. You were like, I guess I just lost this round. They're like, no, you're still in. You're like, how? Trying to throw this thing.
By the way, Doug, obviously, we all know that he's very hilarious, but he has a connection with his audience, and they're their own thing. So when you get there, it's like a fever dream to you, right?
Right.
You're in a weird. You ever have TV shows would always show that dream that people would go to a place, and you don't understand it. There are some things of reality and other things that aren't at all, and yet all those people understand it, and they shout out things at the same time, and they bring wacky cards, and you're just like, okay, just going to stay here till I wake up. I'm going to follow the rules of this reality until I wake up.
And all of them had the cards, which kind of freaked me out, and they're all very elaborate.
And everybody had fucking prizes to hand out except for me because my producer doesn't know how to produce.
Oh, no.
Even Sam had prizes to give people. So this was a very smart move by me. I look out, and everybody holds up their name card, and I see a longtime listener in the front row. I go over and get his name card. Now, this is the funny thing about it. Did you listen to on Doug Loves Movies?
I did listen to it, yes.
Did you hear how I got a laugh when I read his card from the audience?
Yeah.
Still don't know why. Still don't know why that was a funny thing.
It was great. Destroyed.
And I'm like, huh. And I noticed no one else got laughs with their cards.
Must have been a good one.
Yeah.
Was it Gary Movie? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was Gary Movie, but how is that funny? Yeah. I mean, you took Scary and put Gary in it.
It's really good.
I should have wrote it as Gary Movie. But, all right, Golden Child is what I was thinking of. There was when you watch the movie Golden Child, he went into some kind of opium dream, and he was running around people. That's what it feels like to do Doug Loves Movies. Because you're sitting on these hard chairs looking at a total audience who understands it, right? No one on the panel understood it at all.
He kind of set it up where he was asking, you guys all know what's going on here, and all of you, I could just hear go, no, I don't.
Well, we were actually, we were trying to find each other in the smoke of the green room and saying to each other, do you get exactly how this is done? And then Esther was going, it's easy, you know. You don't want to sit there and try to figure out the directions from Esther moments before. But I kind of felt like part of the fun of it is that the people on stage don't know where Doug is going, and it's just his kind of freestyle. But he does also prep it, right? So he's got all these funny, weird kind of things, but all of them are to make us look like we know nothing whatsoever.
I guess you're the big man, Doug, aren't you?
You got all the answers.
All right, Spider wrote this. I thought Sam was Girl Sam. You know what? That's just, there's a cruelty to that.
And even if he was, it's not a bad thing to be a girl. That's not true. A negative.
That's true. You keep believing that. Even though I watched last night on Fargo, and we came up with the fact that Satan is a girl.
Yeah. That's just a little theory someone's playing with.
So none of you guys guessed, so I'll just give it out.
I have a guess, but I feel like I have it. So if anyone else wants to guess.
Everyone else is out.
Is it from the band The Who, then?
It is from the band The Who.
Pete Townsend?
Pete Townsend.
Fuck.
Same time
And I don't know whether that showed up on the albums, because obviously I never bought any of the albums, if there were any.
Right.
But I've heard FM DJs say that before. So that's where my knowledge comes from. Right before the 5 o'clock funnies.
It's like Wikipedia.
They give it, when you have one of those shows where all you got to do is say one little thing, and then you play 5 more songs. And that shit, by the way, gets mailed to them. You belong to a service, right? A gag service. And then you look through it every day and you pick out, here's the jokes I'll do on my...
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
Yeah, that's how it's done. That's where they get their little tips from. And that's how they do their joke of the day. That boom, they go right into spots.
So even fun facts. Even they're fun facts. They're just pre-written.
Yeah, so it's all like Caitlyn. Well, it seems like Caitlyn Jenner still has a dick. Love it. Drive Time Radio.
Hell yeah.
With the beaver. Chomp, chomp. You just hear a tree being chopped down.
Turn it up, baby.
The chomping beaver sound effect. Can we get him a chomping beaver sound effect? He's the beaver, so.
And you're not the only beaver. There's like 8 beavers out there.
Yeah, but they use a buzzsaw sound effect, so it's different.
Why would a beaver have a buzzsaw?
That's
Buzz.
too...
That's Buzz in the morning. That's what you're thinking.
Beaver and Buzz.
You're listening to Buzz in the morning for your morning buzz. Just like a little bong sound effect.
I'm getting high too.
Fucking great.
Guy's just yelling in his car.
Did you see
on
what
the way
I did
to
to
work.
shout out to you?
Yeah.
I was so fucking happy.
I died when I heard that. Do it.
Do it. But what's really funny is when you're in an auditorium like that and you only got one person laughing and you recognize that person's laugh.
You could just hear it. I get it.
It's Army Man voice. Yeah. I was hoping they'd all start chanting Army Man.
One day.
So anyway, it was very, very fun to do. And Doug asked me if you would be interested in doing it again.
Really?
Yeah. And I said, absolutely she would.
Nice. That is exciting.
Yeah.
The game seemed a little confusing, but...
The game's fun. The game's fun because you... well, anytime that you have a game and the winners and losers feel exactly the same about themselves...
Then you know you've made a good game.
Now, I wonder if Hosp was over in the corner going, fuck, stop fucking trying to get a joke. Because I tried to get a joke once that cost me. I thought we'd all have a big laugh about it, but it got me thrown out of the game. But somehow I got back into the game. I don't know how. I don't know how I was the winner, tell you the truth.
Seems like you got voted winner.
I kept looking around for the scoreboard to see how I was doing. Yeah.
So that's who you were playing for? You were playing for Hosp?
Yeah, Gary. Gary Movie is Hosp. And he wrote to me immediately that he wanted an extra prize that I yelled out. And then Jimmy said yesterday that I brought no prize because I don't give a fuck. And then I didn't hear this morning show at all. But I thought that was funny, that I literally was up there with no prize. And it's the only thing that I felt like I was judged on by the others.
Right.
Like, nothing else happened, but, like, you didn't bring a prize.
It's like when you don't bring a show and tell, or you didn't bring snacks for your class or something.
And then you try to tell like Chris would be, in this case, my mom. So when you try to tell your mom that this is a terrible thing, she's like, it's no big deal. You'll do it later.
It's embarrassing.
No, don't worry.
Everything is ruined now.
It's going to be great. The games are going to be fun. Doug's there. Jim, don't worry.
Everybody else brought a shoebox for the dioramas. I don't have one.
We have plenty at home.
You'll get it tomorrow.
Now, Hosp, for any longtime listeners that left, he became somewhat infamous. This happened to be like 8-9 years ago, probably. Hosp kidnapped one of Davy Mac's puppets, and then was sending us pictures of the puppet tied up and a gun to its head and all this kind of shit. It was very, very funny. Davy found zero humor in it, and I'm not even making that up. He was and stayed pissed. As far as I know, he's pissed to this day.
Yeah.
But I believe it was Oldie that was kidnapped. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it was Roberto. It was Roberto the puppet.
I think it was Little Davy.
No. Oh, wait. It could have been Little Davy, Mac.
I feel like it was Roberto.
Roberto didn't even have a long run. Where Oldie...
Name Oldie. You've just named, I'm guessing, the elderly puppet Oldie.
That's why it's such great branding. But... Chris might have been right. It might have been Roberto, because Dave had his puppet at a party, and because we knew it had to be one of the listeners. And Dave, in those days, used to get really drunk and forgot about his puppet. No, I won't look at Dave's Facebook page today. Someone wrote that to me. No, because I don't want to see it. I only want peacefulness. But, and then when he brought it back, I always remember this, that Dave was just glaring at him, and I think we had to give him something too, or there was like
almost like a hostage type thing.
It was a hostage deal. And then Dave just goes like this, hello, Hosp. And he was fucking not even being fucking, attempting to be funny about it.
No, this is a grudge.
But I was, you got to put it this way. Hosp was like a lady in waiting, if you will. And he gave a tribute to a shining knight who went out and won the grand prize from a lady.
Milady?
And I now want him to change his name to Lady Hosp.
Do it, Lady Hosp.
Do it! Do it! That'll be hilarious!
Do it, Hosp! You're a dude, Lady Hosp!
But, Gail, if you get to do the show again, we'll have you take Hosp thing all over again.
I would love to, yeah. I hope that he goes with Gary Movie again.
All right, Kim says this. Ron made the first great Paulie from Rocky's Robot joke I've ever heard on hashtag Dove Loves Movies. Well, let me say that. I also did that, a version of it earlier on the tax giving show, which is you take thanks out and you put tax there.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so I did 2 shows, 2 podcasts, if you will, during our short break.
You had a busy break.
All right, someone else wrote this to us, and this is great. Hosp is also known for stealing Fez's moment with Bruce Valanche by getting in the elevator.
Wait, what?
So, fucking Fez, if a gay person was coming in here, right? This is after, I don't know whether Fez had just come out or was about to come out. There was a long 1.5 year period, maybe even 2 years, that Fez had told me that he was gay, but could not say it to the listeners. So I was doing an unmasked with Bruce Valanche. Fez kept getting it into his mind that Bruce Valanche, being a comfortable gay man of a certain age, would come to Fez and be his gay fairy godmother and walk him through whatever. And he kept thinking to himself, now, you know, Bruce has probably been out for 1 million years. He couldn't give a fuck about being out. It just didn't mean shit to him. So I don't know what advice that he would have for Fez, but Fez kept thinking, I'm going to ask him. So he let it go. And then as Bruce was getting into the elevator, Fez got into the elevator with him and was going to use this time to say, Bruce, I'm a young boy, confused. And how does one come out properly? You know, whatever was in his mind. And Bruce was going to say, I'm going to tell you what to do. Come live with me. We'll make up funny T-shirts together, and we'll write for the Oscars. And I'll introduce you to every gay person on both Ghosts, and everyone's going to like you and accept you. That was what was going on in Fez's mind. Just as the door is shutting, the way Fez tells the story, a hand shot out. It was Hosp. He jumps in and starts asking Bruce Valanche questions about, I'm going to guess, the fucking whatever game show that was on Hollywood Squares or whatever, all the way down. And to this day, Fez never got that wonderful Bruce Valanche moment.
No connection between Fez and Valanche.
The amount of fantasy that it takes to believe. Well, first of all,
I thought he would have had
it. The drama of his hand, like shooting in when they had been in there. But Bruce Valanche doesn't strike me as somebody who would have just taken someone under their wing and done that. He seems just so cash about it.
He is cash about it. And I think he was even doing like orgy jokes and stuff, like, you know, and fucking twink jokes. Like, he just doesn't give a shit.
Right.
You know?
He brought up poppers. So, you know, he's having a good time.
I mean, he's old school, you know, in that whole world. And he wears funny fucking T-shirts and weird red glasses. He's not sitting around being incredibly serious about anything, I don't think.
Yeah. He's not a heavy guy.
Mm.
Well, I mean.
He just, but Hosp, Lady Hosp. Queen Elizabeth would like him to be called Dame Hosp.
That's good too. I mean, that's a better title, I think.
I like Lady Hosp better. It's more like medievally.
Dear Lady Haas, I believe these prizes go to you.
Methinks a puppet sits alone.
That's fucking funny. But I don't think Hosp even looked excited about it, but then he wrote to me later that he was excited about it. He wasn't excited that you didn't bring my prize that I had to make up on stage that I had.
It will be shipped to him. Like all great prizes are.
Via what? UPS?
UPS, yes.
Overnight?
You don't FedEx?
No, I got UPS, no FedEx.
You're funny that way.
That's my personal preference, you know?
I would have thought you would have went government on it.
Government mule?
U.S. Postal Service.
Nope, I'm all about that UPS.
Why go Pony Express? Excite people when they see a fucking pony run up.
Got your package.
By the way, those Pony Expresses were not ponies, right? They were horses.
Yeah,
it was fucking Horse Express.
They couldn't fucking get a pony riding around this goddamn United States like that.
So we all know the thing of the Pony Express, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
How many years do you think it ran?
I'm going to guess 120 years.
I was going to think like 50 years.
It was something like 2 years.
Bullshit.
What?
Yeah.
How did you get this kind of run then?
I don't know why it stayed so exciting. But people, trains came out there and shit. And one dude with a tiny fucking bag riding through Indian country was ridiculous.
I would have thought they just dominated all sorts of parcel delivery for many years. This is crazy.
I wouldn't have thought like as much as 100, but certainly a sizable enough time to get the reputation.
Like the 1600s should have been totally Pony Express time. And most of the 1700s too. I don't know when trains were invented.
Pony time.
Yeah.
Well,
People were probably pissed that it wasn't, and there wasn't ponies. That was probably the thing.
I don't think anybody was fucking cared one way or another. Just where's my mail? It's like even now, if you were to get a package, you wouldn't think, I wonder how that got here. I wonder what its travel was like. Has anyone thought to put a GoPro on a fucking thing so you could just see what it's like to go across the country?
Oh, that'd be a great idea.
Smart.
I'm thinking then. Viral.
Let's go.
Let's go viral.
Fucking viral.
Nobody take the idea, please.
Looking at you, GoPro. Senior commercials.
So yeah, on the Taxgiving show, I had done the thing about Creed that I cried, and everyone's like, "Why?" And I go, "Because Paulie was still dead." And then, they also never said what came of Paulie's robot, so that got a very nice laugh there. So then I kind of readjusted the joke because I didn't want to say he was dead again. Because I was worried about stealing from myself.
Right.
And I felt like the laugh suffered for it. It got a nice laugh, but I don't think it did as well as if I would have given it the full thing.
Well, that's what happens. You got to work, you work it out on stage, you hash it out.
And then get to a podcast and do it.
Yeah.
That's the way the world was. So I did both of those shows with the incredibly funny and talented Jim Norton. And I don't want to, whatever happens from today, it's just stuff that goes on with men and they're in business together. It's always difficult. It's always difficult. Like right now, you're having a great time doing radio. Again.
Yeah.
And Chris, you're having a great time because this is the first time anyone cared about you after 8.5 years.
Yes.
So this is the shining fun time. But I can tell you radio grinds, particularly when people are trapped in a room together. So this thing will work itself out however healthy it's supposed to be. And, Ope is my friend, and Anthony is my friend, and Jim is my friend, and I'm coming up on 16 years of knowing all those guys. And I do think at some point everything will come back together, even if it's, just as a reunion party of some type. Might be next year, 10 year, who knows? But I've been around enough to know that as years go by, you just remember the good times. But I will say this. There's no one funnier or as uniquely funny as Jim Norton. But after doing 2 shows with him, I can tell you right now, I was walking on gym shoes around that man. It was incredibly difficult to have someone so fixated on your shoes as you are trying to do something. So, hashtag gym shoes. I like to say, and here's the thing, and God love him for it, but I'm going to wear hard shoes sometimes, right? Unless, what? I'm in gym class. And I don't even have gym to the 5th period. Why did I ever say that? Shit. Anyway, the point is this. He's a remarkably funny dude. But you will be walking on gym shoes. Now, Esther Koo, on the other hand, and Sam, they were delightful people to be on stage with. but I had no idea why they were there.
Does Esther watch movies? Is she aware they come out?
That's misogynistic.
I'm just asking.
You could have said it about any of us. First of all, during his reverse Leonard Maltin game, which, by the way, I never even heard of the Leonard Maltin game, but reverse Leonard Maltin game, he brought up 3 movies in a row that I had never even seen. Valentine's Day, I'm going to guess
New Year's Eve,
and Mother's Day.
I think it was.
That sounds romantic.
Valentine's Day.
But, I mean, how could there be 3 movies I've never seen? And then you're going to name stuff from it.
I've never seen any of them. I knew that they were full of stars, but I couldn't have named one of them.
I know Taylor Swift's in one of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
T-Swift?
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, thank you for bringing that up, too, about T-Swift, because Sam said that he could name, 4 people from Christmas Vacation. And then when it was thrown to him, he couldn't name anyone more than the 2 stars.
Where does he bring the 4 out of?
I don't know.
It's just fucking talking. That's just wanting to gamble, I think. That's just wanting to choose.
This is how crazy the things are. So,
but nothing stopped him from just saying 2.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have just said 2, correct?
Yeah, nobody could stop him from saying 2. I don't know what would happen from there. Here's how the game worked. So at one point he says, Jim, what would how many can you mention, right? How many stars can you mention? He says 4. I basically said, then name those 4, right? Then the next question goes to Jimmy, and then he has to answer it. So then the next question goes to Jimmy, which I don't even know what he said. He might have said 1. Goes to Esther. She says 2. And then he goes, and Ron? So now instead of she, it goes, then I go, name it, Esther. And then I got the point and not Jimmy. This is why I don't understand the way that it went.
It was all over the place.
Seemed like you were making up your own rules, and that's really what led to your success.
This just keeps coming into me one after another, no matter what I'm talking about. Dan Soder at the Creek tonight, running his Philly set before his taping Thursday. Go to the Creek in the Cave, and you will see what Dan Soder's set is going to be like. Oh, and then Dan Perlman is at the Stand tonight, simply doing stand-up.
Nice. I know him.
Yeah, you remember. You used to work with him in the early days of radio.
Former coworker.
Yeah. Rorschach said, my favorite part of Doug Love's movies is when Ron sabotages Sam's answer.
Oh, yeah. He went right for it. He trusted you.
Yeah. But then Doug actually, you'll have to go back and listen. I want you guys to go listen to it because it was kind of fun and great. And, we thought that our audience was great, but they didn't bring signs like it was wrestling.
Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing people would do.
Yeah. Yeah, they bring fun signs.
Like giant Photoshop signs. Like there's some
But then he
really
calls
huge.
them name tags, and they're just massive.
Yeah.
And in one of the name tags, somebody had sewed donuts.
How long must that have taken?
I looked at it was incredible work done.
It was like a full box of donuts, too.
Yeah, out of all the yarn pastries, these were the best I've ever seen.
See, that's where I got confused because he kept saying people with name tags, and I assumed that they were wearing small name tags on their chest, and I was concerned how anyone could read them.
No, they were giant name tags or movie posters. I don't know what you really could call them, but everyone in the crowd had them. It was ridiculous. As soon as he said, "Who's got your name tags?" Everyone just lost their shit.
Yeah, they went crazy.
You must have felt crazy when you saw that. You're like,
oh, yeah. It was fever dream.
You're like, where am I?
Yeah, it really... Well, what was really great and the greatest part of the experience is, like, I didn't see anything until, they grab you and you take you in a backstage area when you arrive. And then Doug's like, okay, the joint's out. I'm going to go up and start my show. See you guys out there. Thanks so much for being here. And then he goes out And then we're all called out, and then that's the first chance that you get to see the audience and to realize that this game is without,
Right.
logic. And it was really fucking fun. Look, Doug's a fun person. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's funny, but then he's also fun.
But then look at that audience. It reminds me of the Running Man or something.
It was very Running Man. It's a very good point. They would have been just as happy as if. Well, first of all, when we came, and I was thinking to myself, I go, "Oh, are they going to be disappointed that it's us?" I looked around, and because he gets movie stars and stuff like this.
Yeah.
They went fucking batshit.
Nice.
When we came out on stage, they leapt out of there. They were
Going crazy.
screaming, and it went on for a while, right?
Yes.
And I remember just thinking, this makes it even odder.
They were so happy.
Yeah.
Wait till Dynamo comes out.
They were the nicest people ever. And I mean, this is the difference between Doug and most other before. If one of his people just says something in the audience, they're reprimanded. They're not to shout out answers and stuff.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people getting in trouble for participating.
He was going hard at it, too. He was anyone opened their mouth. Doug was on top of it.
I didn't even say it. For a while, I was just like, I'm not saying it. Doug's going to yell it. PA Temp says, which is it? Gym shoes spelled with a G or gym shoes with a J? It would be ridiculous just to write it the correct way, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be dumb?
That would be weird, right?
Doesn't make any sense.
So, Chris, you claim, well, before we get into it, I saw some of your scopes over the weekend.
Thank you.
No.
Oh.
I saw the blackout scopes.
Oh, those weren't very good. I had a lot to drink, a lot of liquor on top of that beer, and then also some marijuana.
I would have not believed that someone could fuck up a skank show.
Yeah.
But you did.
Yeah.
I didn't even let them do their little plugs at the end.
Nope.
And then later, I saw Luis J. Gomez, the Puerto Rican rattlesnake, because he was also part of Taxgiving. And I said to him, now you guys act like you're the party boys, but my boy made you look like pussy. And he's like, yeah, he's fucking scary.
That's the word, huh?
Yeah, you were very uncomfortable.
Well, the problem is they kept feeding me alcohol. They kept feeling like they're like, hey, more shots, more.
So you're not involved.
You're blaming them.
Thank you. Thank you.
They all had the ability to do shots.
Yeah, I came in hot. I like to say I came in hot, and then I was already buzzed. I was a little liquored up.
Some like it hot, some like it hot.
And then we took a break at some point, and
then that also got periscoped.
Oh yeah,
your break. First of all, your thing with Barry was, I felt as the show was humiliated the way you treated Barry.
Really?
Yeah, you were spitting in front of him. You basically were not focusing on him as a guest. It was drunk.
Okay.
It was just knee wobbling drunk, and you were doing all your jive ass talk in front of him, and I just felt
he was jive talking a lot.
Yeah, jive talking.
Mm-hmm.
But I know your age. Maybe if you were 15, I could understand the jive talk.
And we were there for Barry. I mean, that's really how.
Love Barry Crimmins.
We ended up there.
So then after the Barry Crimmins scope, I went on Legion of Skanks, where I continued to drink even more.
You parlayed it into a jive talking weekend.
Yeah, it was a very jivey. It was a rough one.
So you claim today, Chris, that you have access to a sex tape.
Yeah.
Now, before I even allow you to talk about it, I thought since the Fappening 1 and Fappening 2, as good internet citizens, we weren't supposed to look at Fappening shots.
This, in my opinion, this is a Fappening to blow away every other single Fappening that's ever been out there.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, though.
This thing is ridiculous.
I do know this, even though I'm not sure whether I'm going to look at it. I want to hear who it is, and I'm hoping. hoping it's Angie Dickinson because I've been waiting for that for many, many years.
It is not Angie Dickinson.
Is it Cheryl Ladd? Another one I would go to fappening for.
No, it is not Cheryl Ladd.
Please tell me it's Brocco.
Who?
Brocco Hearn.
It is not
Who's Brocco Hearn?
that Instagram guy with the man bun. That really jacked guy.
I forgot about him. By the way, I can't stand men commenting on other men's hair. Just
it's
the
weird,
whole
right?
fucking point of being was a man is that we didn't have to pay attention to fucking fashion. That was the best thing about being a guy.
It's turned.
Worst thing, shot in war. Okay?
Oh boy, the
You
cops.
ain't got much time. I know. I got a lingering cold too, though.
I know, and it tried to happen to me.
How'd you get out of it?
I don't know. I just mental. Everyone was offering me, drugs to take care of it. I did it with my own mental strength.
Now, I have heard that from the people of the iBang that you sent this to, Chris.
Yeah.
That they're not even sure if you're 100% correct.
I'm 100% correct. I know these two people in this video, and it's them.
I'm saying this.
Did you get this from the dark web? Is this where this is?
It's here, and I guess the iBang is putting up in a way to protect itself. Is this a Derek Jeter, Hannah Davis sex tape?
Whoa!
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. Hannah Davis is freakishly beautiful. I won't even find her beautiful in a comfortable way. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
She's freakishly beautiful. And Derek Jeter is at least in this tri-state area on most guys' fucking list that if they had to be gay,
right,
it would be Jeter.
Or if you had to be cuckolded, your lady would be with.
So the guys would they would watch Derek Jeter with their lady.
Yes, I think that's one of the lists that exists.
I like the cuck list.
Everyone's got one, I think.
This is the cuck list. By the way, on Chris Stanley's cuck list, and I'm going to give this away, every dude he's ever met.
No.
The Watchers. He was on a fucking show called The Watchers, where they
big time voyeur
watch their lady.
Methinks my lady is making a cuck of me.
Hasp. Hello, Hasp.
And that's why this is the greatest sex tape anyone can ever see, because Derek Jeter, beautiful man, great athlete.
All right, so this is what's put up. Some internet message boards are alleging that this somewhat grainy sex tape is actually Derek Jeter and his girlfriend Hannah Davis getting into some pretty aggressive positions.
Yeah.
Their faces, we're not posting it, but the link is on the iBang. It's very not safe for work.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the tape and decide for yourself.
Aggressive position.
So the link is up at a well-known porn site. So there you have it. I, for one, because of the fappening, feel like we should not watch on air, because if everybody acts like it's their life, why don't you leave them alone? I don't want to be on the outside with a fucking ticket to this show.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's not right.
I've watched half a dozen times already. I'm spent from this morning.
And you know that I did.
You're disgusting.
That is so so gross.
Why?
Because I know you came into work early. That's why it's gross. You did it here.
Uh-huh. I did.
Oh, yeah, you said that he said that at some point.
Yes.
That he jacks at work.
He called it out during the show, pretty much.
Really?
Yes.
Another show I was not sober at. But yeah, this tape, it does it for me. I mean, Hannah Davis is just so goddamn hot.
She's unbelievably beautiful.
She's the DirecTV girl. She's the girl that rides the horse.
Right.
Yes, you're right about that. She's the one who rides the talking horse. You should just point that out. She wasn't in the old Pony Express.
She would have been great at it, though, I think.
Well, there was a very short window for her to join up, so that's probably why.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean, I feel uncomfortable with watching it, knowing Listen, if they put it out there willingly, sure. But I feel bad. Peeking in.
Well, you know what? You've come up with a good point. Some people will put out their own sex tape.
Yeah, they get paid for it. Like Kim Kardashian did it. She got paid by Vivid or whatever.
Didn't Paris Hilton put hers out? Or did she fake like she didn't, but everyone said
they all put it out, and then they fake to say, like, oh, no, you screwed me over.
No, see, I would say just the opposite. The tape went out, and then they sued to get money for that tape.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that was not a tape that she would put out herself. It did not make her look good. She looked like a lizard because of the dark. They were using dark.
Oh, yeah. It was like infrared or whatever.
Yeah.
Night vision.
So she did not even quite look human. And we know that she probably could have made a wonderful sex tape.
Yeah.
And by the way, between her and Kim Kardashian, and I guess they grew up together, right?
Yeah, they partied together.
No one pointed out to these girls, you're allowed to be involved in this as well.
Oh, am I?
Do you know what's happening right now?
Oh. All right, Jay.
I'll tell you, rather than us watch it, we might have Vito, and I can't believe he is here today, Joey Jojo. And you were furious with him this morning in emails that you wrote. There was an email that I got from Chris today that the subject heading was fucking Joe.
And I thought what he was saying was, that's what I'm doing right now. I was very confused.
Worst thing you could ever say about two men. Hashtag Bennington show to talk to us. And I forget our new phone number.
844-ROCK-GOD.
That's weird.
Yeah.
844-ROCK-GOD.
Speaking of Rock God, when is our next show that we're going to be doing for GPS?
That's this Saturday. This Saturday, 3 p.m. in the East.
Very
on
exciting.
Deep Tracks, Channel 27.
We are taking a long, hard look at Altoona, Pennsylvania. Because I feel like we're that good. We can come up with many great people.
Definitely.
Actually, we are looking at San Francisco.
Very exciting.
Massive amount of people come in. I mean, easily, I would say, bigger than any place, including New York and L.A., where the record industry always was.
I think it's been our most difficult to pare down.
We've been lopping just band after band out of it.
Yeah.
Which is sad, really.
We want everyone to make the cut.
Yeah. I want everybody to hear Joy Cooking, but there's no way to put them in. There's no way. You got too many major stars that have come out of there. We actually put off Seattle. We're like, oh God, how can we get into Seattle with all that music? You know, it's easier to go, here's a band that you've never really heard of before, but isn't this song kind of cool? Than it is to go, here's someone that you love. Did we pick the right song? Tell us. I'm sure this isn't your favorite song. So I'm going to have Joey Jojo and Vito together take a look at this, and Kashmir can look at just the Jeter parts.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, after the third or fourth time I watched it, I was just looking at Jeter. Just to look at it.
I'm not going to watch the sex tape for two reasons.
Why?
Number one, fappening, blowback.
Yeah.
Wrong. Number two, I think it would be odd with Gail here.
Said taking it too far.
Yeah.
And actually, I wish that had been my first thought, but it wasn't. Like, I don't know if this is morally right. I don't want to do this to
That
Derek.
should have been your first thought.
Did not occur to me.
Someone wrote, screw the fight. I want Fargo talk on at Bennington show. Could have been beard porn. I'm thinking that Hicks is more interested in the horse than he is Hannah. Hashtag Bennington.
I like them both.
Maybe that's part of the appeal.
That did make it hotter.
So it's up. The link is on the iBang, and it should be interesting.
Oh God, yeah.
I
mean, I've seen it. And I'm just gonna say, Jeter tears it up.
Chris, stop.
Let me just ask something about Hannah, because she's a petite woman.
Oh, tiny.
Yeah.
Did she have to choke up on it, or was she able to?
There's a lot of spit, and there's a lot of.
No. You don't even fucking get baseball.
That's what you choke up. You disgusting.
Ridiculous. I don't mind disgusting.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to work with you when you're not doing your fucking character? Would you just like, there's a lot of spit and slobber and jizz, and piss and more jizz? You know, actually, I did talk to Dave about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to fucking just put it out there today, because today seems to be the day for that. He says he's having trouble handling you with you saying, I'll suck your dick. My dick is hard. He's saying you're going too far.
Really?
With the homoerotic talk, and that you have to remember that his brother's gay. I made up that part, but I think that's why he's sensitive about it. But you do constantly telling your scope bros that your dick is hard, or you'll suck their dicks, or they need to suck your dick. It's constant.
It's too much for him.
Didn't realize it was so overempowering in my brain. I gotta lay back on that. I didn't know people were talking about it, is what I'm saying.
Me and Davey Mack, who I said I've had a long friendship with, we discussed it, and we came up with, he's just an idiot, a drunk, fucked up idiot. At least that was my opinion. I forget. I don't even know if. Now that I think about it, I'm not even sure Dave was paying attention to me.
You might have just been alone when you were saying these things.
E-Man says, hilarious, I was born in Altoona. So it is, go over to the iBang and see this, and I'm going to just use the word alleged, because I'm not stupid like Chris. This alleged sex tape. Is this a Derek Jeter / Hannah Davis sex tape / careful, you don't want to be caught up as one of the people who looked at the fappening.
I thought we would never let it happen again.
Yeah. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
How did this happen? Dan in Florida.
Ronnie B. Wonderful to talk to you today. I received my Scope Bros shirt in the mail yesterday, Mr. Chris Stanley, and I have to thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. Why is that?
I wore it out last night, and a female decided to have sexual relations with me.
That's what happens with the Scope Bros.
You think it had something to do with it?
Yeah, definitely.
It had to. I'm a horrible-looking person. The only thing I can imagine is the Scope Bros shirt.
The shirt's pretty cool. I'll give you that.
Love that shirt.
And there are pictures of people wearing their Scope Bros shirt. Maybe we'll talk about that later on today. It's being called the perfect Christmas present, I believe, by some homemaking magazine.
For homemakers.
Yeah.
And the like.
Again, it's the Scope Bros shirt, and then whatever weird juicer is popular this year.
Get both.
It's really become a brotherhood, though. I mean, I understand bros is implied there with brotherhood. But
I'm going to get both the juicer and the Scope Bros t-shirt and use the t-shirt to clean out my juicer.
Perfect.
The fucking pounds of pulp that come from making one glass for yourself. That's why a juicer will never be big.
And what can you even do with it?
The pulp?
Mm-hmm.
It's a great fucking point. If we could figure out how to make pulp work, okay? Some kind of fruit paper out of that pulp.
Like if you could make something the texture of a meatloaf with the fruit pulp, you form it into a nice loaf, put it in the oven, you've got a sweet, fruity loaf. That's what I'm thinking.
Warm pulp.
I'm also being told that this thing that of his Scope Bros shirts, the triple XLs sold out first, then the double XLs, and then the smalls.
They're going fast. They're going fast, people.
Strange that you jump right to smalls.
It's a very extreme fan base. They're in all or nothing. A lot of anorexics and binge eaters. I love them all. Small, triple XL.
So I hear that the site is wobbling right now because it's getting crushed, which may go to show you how long our delay is.
Well, on the app, it's really, really long. It's minutes, and it fluctuates daily.
Well, if I had a producer, that's something he'd be working on instead of just bragging about it to his listeners.
Can we fix it?
I've all but fucking had it with you, Chris. The drinking,
yeah,
the not bringing a prize,
I know,
or tell me what's supposed to happen, the embarrassing the show.
The prize being the worst of that.
More than the drunken blackout that went on for hours.
To be expected, though.
Where's the cool vest, though? That I did like.
Oh, that was my my Black Friday shopping.
It was very funny.
I got it at my local dollar store. It's a good-looking vest, right?
It is a good-looking vest.
How much you pay for it?
It was on sale from $15.99 to $9.99. Looks good, right?
It looks great.
But does it warm you at all?
All right, so I buy the vest, and I'm like, this isn't going to keep me warm. I'm fucking sweating in this vest.
It's not fucking winter yet, dude. I mean, it's like 58 degrees out there today.
I was downstairs just sweating bullets. The back of my neck is just covered in sweat.
See, I believe this. To get fucking warm in the winter, a good hat is essential. Not just any hat. You got to keep the heat locked in.
Yes.
And you need good shoes. You know what I mean? You need to keep your feet dry.
The extremities must be cared for.
Well, you need your fingers for smoking, though.
Yeah.
Are you like a fingerless glove?
No, I'm not Big J. By the way, I'm not going to say who the person was, but they used to work here. So I went to see Big J's, what the fuck?
What's your fucking deal?
What's your fucking deal?
I'm trying to tell you. I went to see Big J's,
what's your fucking deal?
I'm trying to come up with it. So there was a person who used to work here, and he's standing out front. And it was a warm night in fingerless gloves. And I'm like, oh, you got your Big J starter kit? And he's like, no, yeah, I know. It looks like I worked down at the docks. And I'm like, no, I didn't think that you worked at the docks. I thought you would wear the same fucking thing that Jay has branded.
That's his thing.
Yeah. That and putting this tarp in his back pocket.
Yeah.
Which I don't even understand
like
that one.
Really giant bandana. Like, I don't even know.
How does he keep it?
I have no idea. It should be falling out constantly.
What's the color of it?
It changes.
Yeah, this one was a, I forget what the Scottish call it. A
tartan?
Tartan. I was going to call it a tartan, which was
a tartan.
A 1960s cigarette.
Do you like tartan?
All right, people are writing, it's not the vest, it's the Perk sweats.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, in a couple of minutes, we'll see what the guys think of that bit. I'm not looking at it at all. I want to say hello to my... Oh, is this a Derek Jeter / Hannah Davis sex tape? But I want to say happy new post-Thanksgiving to our own Janice in Chicago.
Oh.
Hello, you guys. Thank you for Thanksgiving. It was a blast, and it also kept me from being a liar to my mother and father-in-law were freaking out that I was planning to stay home. And I said, no, I'll be with my cousins. Oh, okay.
You know, I kind of feel like this about myself.
Fun.
I'm done with all traditions. That's my new tradition. I refuse to follow traditions.
If you did it last year, don't do it again this year.
Right.
Don't even get yourself in the cycle.
So Christmas is the next one.
Yes.
I might just go out on a sailboat during that.
That sounds fun.
I may try to recreate the Pony Express. I don't
Please,
know.
can I join you?
That used to be our patch. In fact, I have one. The Pony Express was our postal patch.
All right, Boris. Cool. Yeah, hold on for 1 second. Boris just wrote this to us. The Bennington show, they won't ship shirts to Canada. What the fuck? Boris, not only have we shipped to Canada, we've shipped to the UK
and
Australia.
We will do it.
We will ship to what's any predominantly white country.
God, yes.
Out there.
Name a white country.
Yeah, Iceland, we go to. Sweden, we go to.
Definitely. Denmark?
South Africa, we will ship to parts.
Certain neighborhoods.
But Janice, I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
And I love that it started with Fezzy. I love Fezzy so.
Well, that's all.
To start.
Actually, I got a text from him in the middle of the night last night saying, "Are you up?" Which probably meant that he had pain. I'm a little nervous.
Uh-oh. Is he happy?
He's Fez. You have to remember, the Bucks and Notre Dame lost this weekend.
I forgot.
That Notre Dame game was so fucking fun and exciting, and he and I were texting back and forth during it, and I go, fuck, shit, we lost at the last second. I go, but it was a great game, and then he just wrote back to me, what a wasted night. And I was just thinking, what else were you going to do, dude?
And GPS New York was wonderful.
Well, it's GPS San Francisco.
Yep.
This week is going to be a lot of fun, which means, are you doing a pre-scope show?
I can do another solo scope pre-show for GPS. I will
it makes me wish I was in the new century.
I will say this. I have, the new millennium, as a matter of fact. 1,000 years have started without you. I am going to give you a fantastic prize, too, for your scope viewers. Something I don't do for Chris Stanley. Because he'll get drunk and drop it and break it like he does everything.
Slow down.
Can I find out now, or do you want to wait to?
You can find out off air, but don't you think we should surprise the listeners with it? It'll give you a little content.
Yes, tell me off air.
Yes, I'm going. Jeez, Louise.
Well, I'm just so damn excited.
And the iBang is offered to throw us a Christmas show this year, a Christmas party.
Oh, nice.
And that's all the people who are committed to the show, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm committed to the show, yes. Very, very committed.
Oh. I heard Chris this morning.
Oh,
What?
Oh, really? You don't know that I was losing it to Ron if I'm fucking losing it to you? Again, text at 7 a.m?
Was he getting angry with you?
Yeah, he was getting really angry.
You don't red-eye home the night before you have a radio show.
I text him yesterday. Yeah. He's on West Coast time. I was like, bro, you're not going to fucking make it tomorrow, are you? And he's like, no, I got it.
By the way, Don offered us a week off. And you were in that meeting. You're like, no, don't need it. Because I'm like, is anyone going away? I know me and Gail have to go away, but does anybody, have a long travel that they need more time, that it doesn't make sense to zip in and out? Nope, we're fine.
Oh, Red-Eye Joe.
It was literally right after that meeting that these tickets were bought.
The ticket to the Caravan
you
of
live
Sin.
in Brooklyn. You can't find a girlfriend there?
I mean, I got not one that will drive me to Vegas,
You did a great scope from Vegas, too.
Thank you.
I thought he was back in New York when I saw the 8-foot-tall Statue of Liberty.
It was a good sight.
I just want to put this. How many times do you have to say to people where something is? It's at the iBang, and is this a Derek Jeter / Hannah Davis sex tape?
You decide.
It's up.
Because I'm not.
But Janice, I will talk to you later about San Francisco because I'm interested to hear. All right, Liz Sets Fire wrote this. God damn, Jeter's got a long one. The problem is it's long and thin like a fungo bat. So
it's usually not the coveted dimensions.
I don't even know. Do they even still use fungo bats, Chris? I don't know the last time I saw one.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Now, a fungo bat, it's about the size of a broom, and the coach would fucking just hit, grounders and fly balls to you. You would never have somebody pitch to you. But then the second you got like, Coach, can I use the fungo bat? If you're tired, I'll swing that fungo bat for you. Everybody just wanted to swing the fungo bat. And then Steve wrote this, and I really like it. Sounds like Pepper made a new investment last week. Hashtag gym shoes. Now,
yeah.
It's right up Joe's alley right there.
When Gail's cousin was little and came up here, I was playing I don't know what we were playing, like superheroes and villain.
Yeah, we were making up our own superheroes.
And I had taken her Liberty hat, right? That you know how you get
the crown on
the crown from the Liberty Statue of Liberty. So I put it on my head, and my only thing was this: I'm not at liberty to tell you the next crime I'm going to commit. And that's all that I would do.
There wasn't many other puns other than that.
Yeah. And she would just be looking like, over to get you. And now she's coming up this Christmas, and she's all grown up.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that she's coming for Christmas.
She's going to spend one night at your place?
Yes, she's definitely gonna head to Brooklyn.
Go to a land called far off Brooklyn.
Old foggy Brooklyn town.
Well, last year you threw Christmas at your house.
I did. I did Christmas Day that was my first big holiday at my house. It was very exciting.
Yeah, for you. Your man was disgusted. And I heard him say this: when are they leaving?
He did?
And he goes, board games? How's it spelled? I'm like, I hear that.
He's sassy for his age.
Well, I don't know whether I want to go to Christmas at your house this year or over here with intern Molly. Hey, Molly.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Molly.
Happy belated Thanksgiving.
Happy deflated Thanksgiving since you're living in New England. Are you back in school yet?
Yeah, I'm back, unfortunately. Now it's exam time, but I had to take a little study break, listen to some Bennington.
Now, somebody told me this. They said that they were following either your Facebook or your Instagram or one of these social media nights, and they said that they saw Norris went to visit you.
Norris came to visit me a while ago, like a month ago. She came up. She came to the homecoming dance, and we went to a football game together. It was really
That's
fun.
hilarious to me. So when was that, like a few months ago?
Yeah, it was probably a month and a half ago, yeah.
So interns become friends.
Friend turns.
Kind of an unlikely pair, too, I think. Like, my parents were like, are you guys even that close? But we ended up getting much closer because she came, she stayed in my dorm and stuff.
So really, when she was on her way up there, your parents were saying, is this something you really wanted to do?
Yeah, no, they just said, like, because we kept a pretty peripheral relationship before. We were friends through the show, but not, we've reached a new level in our friendship.
Congratulations to you both.
Never would have saw that coming. Molly and Norris.
It was really funny. And she came up and she, like, traveled all different types of ways to get to the homecoming dance because she was coming up on Friday night and she showed up, like, many hours late. And this is the funniest thing in the world because all of my friends were like, who is this person that just pulled up in an Uber to it was at this random venue in Boston. It was really funny.
Well, I think you and your parents need to know this as well, and so do your friends. Molly needs at least one non-white friend for herself.
It's a requirement.
Yeah. Maurice is a beautiful Dominican girl. I don't know whether you ever met her.
I haven't met her.
She's stunning, and she's very, very sweet.
She's so great. I spoke to her last night on the phone, too. She's doing well.
You two are loyal friends to each other.
Yeah, now we're friends. Isn't it funny how that happens? Like, it was, we didn't even intern in the same semester.
Yeah. Well, maybe Fez will come up and stay with you next semester.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Or meet you in spring break at Daytona, if that's still happening.
Spring break at Daytona?
That used to be the spot to go
Live
to.
from Daytona Beach.
It was always MTV there. And it was always funny as every spring it was always gray and cold and fucked up there.
Yeah, but still they made girls dance on columns in a bikini.
I've gone to school and now I'm shaking my vagina for people. Let's see it! Molly, why weren't you at the Thanksgiving party? You weren't home yet?
No, I wasn't back yet. I missed you guys by 2 days.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah, but I'm coming home for winter break, and I'll swing by for sure.
Oh, that's fantastic. Chris is getting us off 14 hours for winter break.
That's not enough.
Yeah, so make sure it's not those 14 hours.
It starts Christmas Eve around 6 o'clock.
That's when I'm coming. I'll cover for you guys.
All right, sweetie. It's good to talk to you. And don't study so hard. You can always cheat off someone's paper.
That's what I did.
Okay, I'll try that out.
I remember from my big exam, and I understand it was high school. And I remember I said this. No, it's probably wrong. I said to the kid next to me, hey, just make me another breadboard when you make yours, okay? And both make it a little different than yours. Make it a little more fucked up. I don't care. As long as they get above a D. That's what I'm after.
C- is fine for me, so go ahead.
C-, I probably would call down the principal and said, who made this for you?
What happened here?
Leave some blood on it. All right, Molly. Jessica.
So I've been watching Fargo, and I just had a realization, and I don't know if you guys realized it, and I'm dumb for not realizing it.
Yeah.
But the cop with the wife with chemo, the little girl is the cop from season 1.
Yes.
Everybody knew that?
This was basically explained to us in the first episode.
How?
Oh,
by their names.
And it being in the 70s.
I'm going to say something that's been somewhat controversial to this crowd. Has everybody seen last night?
Yes.
Yes.
Last night was my least favorite Fargo of the season.
Interesting. It definitely wasn't my favorite, although there were a couple scenes that I was very invested in, but I would agree it wasn't its strongest showing. But I don't know, least favorite.
I thought it leaned too far to comedy, particularly dark comedy, and the fucking newspaper story would have never happened in a million years. It was embarrassing and ridiculous and beneath them.
Yeah.
And that was all I'm saying.
That part really confused me because I couldn't really figure out why it would have been in the newspaper.
It wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
No.
You would not have put something like that in the newspaper. I'm going to also say this. And Joey Jojo, while you're still here,
okay,
I'm going to ask you this question. I don't know what Chris's final decision is going to be. Are there only 2 cops in Minnesota, or are there more? Because that was...
They'd be wide fucking berth.
We know that they were far away, so that was ridiculous. You know, particularly when one is a local cop, and he's crossing state lines on a fairly regular basis.
Oh, yeah, who's going to protect the place when they're gone? It seems like they're the only ones.
But Dobb there did one of the finest acting jobs this season. I'd give him 2 Emmys, and I'm going to follow his. I've never seen him before. I guess he's a TV star.
I guess he seems like he looks kind of familiar, but I think he might just look strange.
Joey, look up Dobb for us and see what else he's done. But yeah,
what about Kirsten Dunst? Do you think she deserves one?
No.
Really?
No, she gets nothing from me. And her character went a little further than I was comfortable with.
It was too silly last night.
Yeah.
They did go a lot more extreme than I thought they were going to go.
But I will tell this. I'll also say this. I'm glad that I set it up that way rather than just saying it. I'm glad that I stopped and made a statement that I'm going to make a statement. Gotham is even bloodier and darker and weirder than Fargo.
Really?
And that's a children's show, if I'm not wrong. I mean, it's about a child Batman.
Superheroes.
And the fucking torture porn that goes on in that show is crazy.
That shocks me because I would have assumed it would have been much more of a PG-13. That was just my assumption when I heard about the show.
Well, because you know the history of Batman on TV.
Yeah.
And that's where it belongs. It should be bam, slap. Instead, I'm sitting there going like, holy shit. Gordon shot him.
There's no kerpows or...
No, there's a lot of blood and torture and more blood and more torture and murder of some innocent people. It's a really dark fucking show.
Jeffrey Donovan is the actor's name.
Okay. What else has he done?
He has been in Hitch with Will Smith and Burn Notice. He had a pretty recurring role on
Never
there.
watched the Burn Notice.
Me either.
He's done a lot of TV work, guest work in Law and Order, Monk.
So this is like a standout thing for him. Then.
Yeah.
This is a breakout
As far as
role.
I'm concerned, yeah. And the 2 Emmys go to Dodd.
Both?
Dodd? We're not even going to read anybody else's name. Just come up here, Dodd.
I would have given him 3 Emmys, but I'm giving one to the Indian tracker, whose character also went to a place that wasn't expected. I mean, there's suddenly these snaps.
All handsy.
Yeah.
All handsy deck is what I like to say.
I feel almost there was no reason for that episode last night. As I don't want to give anything away, but didn't say what the plot.
It didn't get
the way that
We lost major characters,
right?
And you saw snaps in what the characters. So if you were following the plot, you would have screamed out, "The plot has changed." So the point is this: it's chaos. It's fucking chaos.
No one's safe. Well, except for who we know is safe. But that's
who
that's
Jessica just figured out was.
Good work, Jessica. And I think Mike's safe. I just feel he's gonna be safe.
I don't think you could be more wrong.
I don't know why you would think that at all.
It's just something. I have a hunch that he's going to be totally fine through this.
Yeah, your hunch is idiotic. First of all, you saw somebody get saved and saved and saved and then killed. You can't trust anything on that show. It's chaos, or the way I normally say it when I'm reading it, chaos.
And then you have to go back and go, wait, what did I just read?
Yes, I do it every time.
Chaos.
I'll just be reading chaos broke out in the town square, and I'll go, the fuck is chaos? And I'm not even kidding at. I've done it a million fucking times in my life.
Just seems right.
Chaos. And that's why I had to copy it and shop. Just make an extra fucking breadboard for me.
It's not that hard.
Liz Sets Fire says she has to take a big hot piss. Can we break? This is Bennington. A lot of people get mad at you, Chris Stanley, and saying they do not believe that is Derek Jeter and Hannah Davis having sex. Love it or shove it, actually. We just wrote this. I'm a little behind in the show, Gail, but are you about to watch a sex tape with your dad? Hashtag Bennington, hashtag worried.
Spoiler alert, we thought better of it.
And that comes from someone called Love It or Shove It.
What if you want both?
All right, Liz Sets Fire writes to us, peed, wiped, washed, back. That's nice. That's what I call too much information, or Timo. I heard you talking about the Blue Apron.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect Christmas present. I gave it to you a couple years ago. You're still getting them. 2
years ago, my 2-year anniversary this December, it started as a Christmas gift. And now look at me.
Yeah, I got her a couple months, and then I'm like, do you want me to get you another month? You still enjoyed it? She goes, I already signed up. I'm in now. And then you get extra, you got a couple more weeks. So you ever had like 10 straight weeks running.
Yeah, I had a nice little free month of eating. But it is a great gift.
All right.
Perhaps I'll get it for Chris Stanley
Go,
this year.
pack, Joe. Why? He won't cook anything. He doesn't have a working stove.
No, it doesn't work.
Or a working digestive system.
Just the smell of gas just permeates my home, and I just can never get a burner on.
Yeah, that's from your ass. Go Pack Joe says Jeffrey Donovan was the lead for 7 seasons on Burn Notice. it got about 4x the viewership of Fargo, but critically, ... You know, this is what's happened with TV. You can end up on one of these channels, beloved by your fans, and then other people don't, find out about you.
Yeah. Until they decide to binge watch that thing.
So every week someone got burned on this show, and then someone else had to notice it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed your burn.
Your face looks different.
Also up on the, I hope I'm pronouncing this properly, Ibing today. iBang. I'm sorry about that. The lovely Amy Schumer is in panties and topless, done by Miss Annie Leibovitz.
I love an Annie Leibovitz photograph.
Me too. Kind of a stunning photograph, right?
It's a really great photograph.
I would call that the artist as a young girl. That's what I would call that picture.
Beautiful.
This is funny when we were just talking about these things that are big with some people, but it takes you a while to catch on. Leslie Jones live tweeted herself watching Breaking Bad all weekend. And she's saying, like, no, motherfucker, don't go in there about shit that we already know the answer to. She's completely concerned about what's happening. And by the way, guess who?
I love it.
That picture is great, right?
So good.
She hated Sal.
Really?
What?
Despised him.
He's great.
I thought he was like a beloved character.
Like from episode 1, like his first appearance on that show.
Me too, I cracked up everything. And now do you watch Better Call Saul?
Oh, yeah.
It's an amazing show and completely different than Breaking Bad. It's a completely different thing. And I always love that thing in life that you're your own show, right? Like in my show, Joey Jojo's a walk-on. He comes in occasionally. A lot of times we just say he's traveling or whatever.
Sure. No,
but
I'm
he's
here.
the star of the Joey Jojo show.
Thank you.
The guy who tries to get out of work and
who lies.
makes up excuses to his boss.
Just lies.
Stuck.
But then weirdly shows up on time.
So, Chris, what do you think of the Amy Schumer? She's topless and in a pair of panties or underwear.
I like it. I like a woman in panties, especially topless. I think it's great. It's for that Pirelli calendar where they always have like naked women on it. It's like comes out once a year. I like
calendars do come out once a year.
They have naked women on it. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. It reminds me of like a classic painting, like her position,
right?
Like the little cup, her with the cup. It's very like.
All right,
classic.
that's probably right. Some people think that she's nude because they have matched the panties directly up with the lighting, the kind of black and white lighting. But
right.
Do you see it, Chris? See,
I'm looking at the crotch as hard as I can. I think I see something.
See, the thing is, I saw it first in the New York Post, which was a much worse shot than the one that's up there.
It's not as nice of a photograph, or you mean the quality?
The quality of the reprint.
Yeah.
There might even be a paper around here. Not that this has become the biggest part of this whole situation.
No, it's not. It really isn't. It's about the beautiful.
I'd call the picture Coffee Girl. Mostly because she's drinking coffee. Make people think about it,
Girl with coffee is probably the way they would have phrased it.
Or girl with panties, ?
Girl with panties? Lady. My lady with panties?
George Lucas said that he's been internet dark for 15 years. That story's up on the iBang today.
He says that the trolls just drove him off of it. So he said he doesn't use email, no social media, nothing. And he's been able to pull this off for 15 years, and I call him a big liar. And he just wants to get a shock.
I don't think so, because I know people of older generations who just went, I don't need it. They said that in the 90s, and they've stuck with it. My mom has never checked out anything online.
Not even like email?
Well, first of all, no. And she's furious that, my dad found pictures, I guess it's up on the iBang, of our Thanksgiving. And she wants the picture of the three of us together, right?
Yeah.
Standing on top of that thing. And I go, well, and she goes, can I have it? And I'm like, yeah, it's right there on the computer. Just look at it. She goes, but I want to own it. I want to have it.
Yeah.
I want to put it in a book. And I'm like, you don't put things in books. You just see them on the internet.
The way she explained it to me is that she doesn't believe in computers. Well, you better believe it. They're there. She's saying to me, please get them printed for me. I just don't believe in computers. I don't believe in them. It is a nice frameable picture, though.
It's a beautiful picture.
The three of us.
I believe it was taken by... I don't remember who took it now.
I think it was Hard Rock Johnny, no?
Oh, you might be right. I know that a couple people took pictures of us.
Yeah.
Hard Rock Johnny.
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 Johnny and Johnny. And Johnny. Love ya, Johnny. I'm going to try to get that in the San Francisco GPS.
Just you singing it like that?
Yeah. So what do you pick right now? I haven't looked at the sex tape, but would you pick as must see today, Amy Schumer, Leibowitz picture, or the sex tape? I'm going to go to you first, Joe.
Definitely the sex tape.
Really?
Yeah. It's hot.
Over something that's real? All right, let's go to Big Vito.
Sex tape. All about that sex tape.
Yes.
Are we going to find his lack of energy as endearing in the future as we do now?
I sure hope so.
I'm all about the sex tape, and I was really into it.
Someone wrote this. I thought Hicks called them ponties.
Ponties.
Ponties?
Ponties.
Comfortable with you saying that.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it either.
Amy Schumer. Ponties.
Schumer. You just called her Schumer.
Schumer.
Now, I also masturbated to the Amy
Please.
Schumer. But I'm picking the sex tape.
No one asked you
You're
what
a
you
fucking
did to
shock
it.
jock, dude.
No one asked you.
Fucking seriously.
But that's not just on the radio. You're a shock jock of life.
Yeah, the other day he goes, he can't think of anything to say. He goes like this, I farted on a baby, man.
What?
I farted right on a baby.
I'm like, you didn't? You're just saying that because you can't think of anything funny.
Worse is that he tried to high five you after.
Now, remember when I told you that you were invited on the next Doug Loves Movies or what, sometime in the future?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I said to him, oh, what about Chris Stanley? Yeah. And Doug said, oh my God, no.
Oh, wow. Doug and I had a good relationship.
Well, did anyone bring up I was supposed to bring a prize, Chris?
No.
And yet I rose above that and won something for Lady Haas. If I was on Doug Loves Movies and you were a lady, would I win your prize? Would you give back oldie?
Or Roberto.
Or Roberto.
Or little Davy.
Maybe little Davy. Come to my house for some turkey. Here's a bowl of gravy. Trump was able to get the song We're Not Going to Take It from Twisted Sister.
He was able to finally acquire himself a song.
Yeah.
That man had a hard time.
It gets tough after a while.
Sure. I think how much that would hurt your feelings too if it was a band you really liked.
When I was running for office, I tried to get hooked on a feeling. Ooga chaka,
ooga chaka, ooga 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 chaka.
I can't stop this feeling. That guy acts like he doesn't even know what's going on. How fucking ridiculous the rest of his group is. I can't stop this feeling. And like, if you think the producer went, hold on, let's stop that. I thought I heard a bunch of people going ooga chaka, and we're trying to have a hit record.
The problem with that song is if you sing it with people, everyone's really excited to do ooga chaka until that part comes up, and everyone wants to be that guy, and no one wants to stay with ooga chaka.
I hate when someone tries to be Gladys Knight and the Pips. You know what I mean? I'm letting you sing lead, but don't come in when I'm doing a hoo-hoo. That's my fucking part now.
Yeah, that's what I have. That's all I have.
You never see fucking Gladys Knight also attempt to be a Pip. There's a difference between Gladys Knight higher than the Pips, and yet when it's the Pips' turn, it's their turn.
People don't realize they gotta lay off, bro.
I'll just fucking pull over and say, get out.
You're walking.
Get out of this fucking car.
You're walking.
I don't care if it's not my car. Get out.
Jerk the wheel.
All right, Rorschach wants us to know that he also masturbated to the Amy Schumer pic last night. Okay. Now, Annie Leibovitz is a genius photographer. I don't think she thought to herself, hey, I bet a bunch of dudes masturbate to this. I bet a bunch of scope bros pull their dicks out and start stroking them. I don't think that happened.
She should know better by now.
Let me see if Jeffrey Gurian masturbated to this picture. Jeffrey, how are you?
I'm great, Ron. How are you?
Hi, Jeffrey.
You're a longtime friend with Amy Schumer.
Yes, I know her well.
Have you seen this picture?
I did. I absolutely did.
Did you masturbate to it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, I had a very busy day yesterday. I meant to. It was on my schedule. I just didn't get a chance.
Chris, have you ever had a day too busy to masturbate?
Never.
No. I think it was great, by the way. I think it's very empowering.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I really give her props for doing that. She's just busting all kinds of borders and boundaries and shit. And
yeah, a
just
woman
saying that you
posing
can be
topless.
who you are.
It's never happened.
Well, because most people are so careful how they look in pictures, you know, and she's just being herself, and it's fucking awesome, and that's why she's killing it every place. Because everybody wishes they had the nerve to do that. You know,
don't tempt me, Jeffrey.
Pardon me?
I said, don't tempt me, Jeffrey.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I should speak for myself. No, because I really think that. I really think that everybody, you know, I take 1 million pictures, right? And most people want to see their picture before they think it's going to be posted any place. You know, I'm sure she approved those pictures, but just the concept that she, you know, that she says, this is who I am, and this is what I'm putting out to the world, and if you don't like it, fucking get off, you know?
Get off the world?
I think you meant get off of her.
Oh, I can't get off the world. I've tried through a program that I called Mercury, and then another one, Apollo. I could get off the world. I just couldn't stay off of it.
Right. You tend to come back, which is a thing that we all do.
Now, Jeffrey, Amy Schumer, you think she could end up being Comedian of the Year this year when we do the year-end roundup?
I have a feeling she will. I don't know of anybody who's getting more press, more, you know, just who's out there as much as her. So she's certainly in the running. I don't even, you know.
She had a huge year.
Pardon me?
She had a huge year.
A huge year. Unbelievable year, you know, and combining with Judd Apatow, you can't do better than that. You know, she's everywhere. She's at every social event now. Every, you know, she's on Page 6. She's in all over the.
That's the thing. I would never want to be at every social event.
You don't want to really?
No, Seth Rogen told me that Hollywood parties aren't even parties, and that he would make the mistake of treating it like it was a party rather than a marketing photo shoot.
Well, it is a lot of pressure when you're at those places to say the right thing, to look the right way. You know, it is a lot of pressure, especially when you're doing them a lot.
Yeah.
You know, but it's the only game in town. If you don't get invited to them, you feel, you know, it's fucked up. So if you're at that level, you really have to be there. But she's getting invited to all kinds of things, you know, and stuff with Jennifer Lawrence.
There is another game, though.
And the game is to stay alone at home and talk to no one.
It would be the Canadian Film Society, which I believe is going to surpass Hollywood in another 2,000 years. Mark my words. Write it down today.
All right.
I will, and I'll be there to check it out, man.
Cool.
For sure.
But I don't like a pressure party either. You know what I mean?
All parties are pressure. Any celebrity event where there's a red carpet and you have to be, it's always pressure.
I always say the same thing. I'll go over to the host or hostess and say, where do I tie off? I don't want to do it in front of everyone.
Is there a designated area?
Do you have a shooting gallery that I could go in, use, share a needle with my friend, and get back here? Oh, Chris,
he never
so worried
healed.
about you. I have the slight cough, but you have even a worse.
Yeah, the cough hasn't gone away yet, and stuff's still coming up. It's not good.
Okay.
Yeah,
too much.
It's going around, man. Everybody's got something, at that time of the year. Hey, Chris, how's your arm doing, man?
The arm is fantastic.
Are you going to be able to pitch next week?
You know what? I'm coming off IR, baby.
Put him in, Coach.
Pitching, I was at the Giants thing last night, and I had to make believe I knew something about sports. I didn't know anybody. The Giants had a big comedy event last night at Gotham Comedy Club, and Stuttering John was the host. He came in from L.A., and Artie Lang was on the show, and Hassan Minhaj from The Daily Show. Jim Norton did a big thing. He was great. Mike Bichetti was on there. It was great. And it was all about sports. And I didn't know one person. It was ridiculous. I just had to hey, how's it going? I just assumed that every big guy was on the team.
That's actually a pretty good assumption.
Yeah,
to try to give the ball to Artie Lang. Run. Now, Jeffrey, you've had enough time to catch up on sports.
But it doesn't make sense to me. That's what it is. And you know what it is? I feel like that I'd be living vicariously through other people. It really doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I don't get the concept, how people can sit for hours and just watch other people play a game. It's a fucking game.
The most I could ever sit is 12 or 14 hours.
That's it.
That's your limit, right? That's where you cut it off. Yeah, I just don't have the time. It just never interested me. And I wonder about that, because there was a time when I felt like un-American because I didn't like sports. I like playing sports, but I don't like watching people do it. It's not exciting.
That's impossible. I don't even believe for a second that you like to play a sport, because you'd have to know the game. And the reason why we know football and baseball and basketball, it comes to us because we played as children on. And that's why some women, they'll go I don't understand the rules, because you have to play a game to totally understand rules and strategy.
Well, my dad was not a sports fan. My grandfather owned a nightclub, and he was a big sports fan, a big bettor, and he'd be watching 3-4 games at a time, and he would take me to Yankee Stadium and things like that. But I never felt a connection to it.
But you know why? Bet on a game, Jeffrey, and you will be so... First of all, if we had a cockroach race, I'd be screaming, come on, number 3, if I had fucking 20
I don't know how to do that either. I can't scream out to people. The last time I screamed out was when Lenny Schultz was on stage, and he used to ask people to scream out, go crazy, Lenny.
Yeah.
That's the only time in my life that I remember yelling shit out.
Now, did he ever ask you to touch his girlfriend's breasts while he cucked out in the corner?
No, and we never got to that. They used to give me my own mic, though, because I would get so hoarse from screaming, go crazy, Lenny. And it's such a crazy memory for me because I don't yell out shit. And I watch other people, and I can't believe that people scream out things.
Wait, you don't yell out things. Do it! Do it! Bring it on! Why don't you
done that?
I've never met anyone who doesn't know how to yell out in a crowd.
I fucking love it.
I can't get myself to do it.
Can you count down like at New Year's Eve?
No, I don't even do that.
You don't
I don't
chant?
even do that. I just stand there quietly.
That's the strangest thing I've ever heard.
You've never chanted before.
And what if you went to Leonard Skinner and you were waiting for them to play Freebird? Wouldn't you yell out Freebird?
Would you say quietly to yourself?
I don't. I'd be quiet. I don't know how to do it. It feels so awkward to me. I wish I could. I see everybody else screaming shit out, and I'm like, I don't know why.
I've never met anyone who wishes they could yell out in a crowd.
I do, because I want to be. I always try to be like everyone else, but I don't know how.
Jeffrey, I didn't think anyone could be this Jewish.
Like when I grew a beard, I asked other guys, "How do you grow a beard?" And guys would be like, "Schmuck, you just let it grow in, and however it grows in, that's your beard. You can't grow another guy's beard." Everything is confusing.
Have you grown a beard?
Yeah, but it grew in like shit. It grew in like under my neck. It was not,
you had a neck beard.
an attractive
You had a
look.
lovely neck beard.
That's in right now.
Yeah,
Look,
it didn't grow like on my face where it's supposed to. It was a very low kind of a beard. It was horrible.
All right, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to try to get men to do this. Every kind of beard is fine. Every mustache is fine. Every haircut is fine. It doesn't matter.
I'm down.
Stop acting like you're fucking following fashion trends and trying to guess what other men want to see.
Yeah, or that.
Now that's what Amy Schumer's putting out when she puts out pictures like that. Whoever you are is
Way to
fine.
tie it back in, Jeffrey. That was great.
Your beard. It was a callback. It's called.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know?
I'm always afraid to call back. I don't want to bring up something I said from earlier.
Phobia of his.
Yeah. So, am I saying that correctly when it's phobia?
Pahobia.
Oh, Pahobia. Oh, God, I'm so stupid at stuff.
A mustache, I did great with it. I had a mustache for years, and I loved that mustache. It was great.
But you couldn't grow it.
The beard thing didn't work.
A mustache, a beard is just a mustache for your chin, Jeffrey.
That's true.
Now,
and that's how my beard looked, like a mustache on my chin.
Adam wrote in this to us. You notice how Gurian's cursing has amped up since he started doing more sets lately. Interesting. I did not notice.
That's an interesting observation. Very interesting observation.
What do you think, Fucky? Are you cussing more?
Yeah, you know what? Because like in a lot of club crowds, like I can work either way. I can work completely clean, but I tend to throw in F-bombs. Just because it makes some jokes that makes them stronger. I don't know.
Normally I never notice, but Chris, did you notice that I was the only person who said an F-bomb during Doug Love's Movies?
No, I didn't. I didn't notice that.
I did because I saw some of the people in the audience be like,
really?
And they were tilted back a little bit. And it was like, well, this is a podcast. I don't see it as much of a problem.
Really?
And
language rules.
Huh?
There's no FCC on a podcast.
Well, there's no FCC at a podcast. You're correct about that.
Thank you.
So Jeffrey's had an exciting week. What else is in your column, Jeffrey?
My column was about, the Patrice O'Neill documentary. That was awesome. They're shooting the interviews in New York, and I did mine last week, and that was amazing. It was a great opportunity because I love talking about Patrice, and I gave them a whole different side of Patrice that they said that other people hadn't talked about.
Shit. What side did you give? Was a Republican?
The backside. Yeah, no, just our relationship in general was very different, and I got to show them a lot of the rare footage that I had from Black Phillip. He used to let me bring my camera up to the Black Phillip show when we did that. He named me a co-host, and we just had a very different and interesting relationship. And Van de Carlo acknowledged that, and she said, like, Patrice really loved you, and that meant a lot to me. If you were validated by Patrice, man, it was like automatic street cred.
All right, when I do mine, I'm going to have to come up with some things that other people don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Patrice played horseshoes every day of his life.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did.
He's a big hopscotch fan.
And I once saw him take a shot put and crack it in his own hand.
Oh, my
just
God.
squeezing it. Yeah.
I'm surprised no one's ever brought that up.
Oh. When Patrice and I talked, it was only in Latin, no other language.
God, I didn't even know he spoke Latin.
We had something that we called the Dead Language Society. It was like the Dead Poets Society, but way cooler.
God, you're bringing so much depth to him right now.
Johnny Depth.
Quite a linguist.
Who was in a three-way with me and Patrice once.
Oh, my God.
Here's the funny thing.
Save all these stories because they're priceless. You don't want to give this away.
This is the weird thing. And I had Johnny's mouth, Patrice, anally, right?
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Patrice said, let's switch. And I said, oh, no, I'm a racist. And that ended our friendship.
Oh, my God, I can't believe it.
Oh,
wow.
Whatever. Things happen.
That's some story, man.
Where do you see it in the documentary? Called
I think it should open on
that
that.
nobody knew about. Patrice, I'm doing it by myself.
That'll be in your own documentary, your own version. Let me see what else I did this week. I got to sit with Roy Wood Jr. from The Daily Show.
He could play Patrice in the movie if we're doing anything in the documentary where we're going to have reenactments.
Sure.
He's a reenactor.
He could play Patrice. He's not as big as Patrice. Patrice was like 6'5", 350.
6'5".
Patrice, I think he was an ex-football player, actually.
Well, boy, that must have turned you off, huh, Jeffrey?
Oh, yeah. Well, we used to talk sports a lot. That was the last time I talked about sports. Now, he was a very rare individual. Very rare individual.
Roy Wood?
Pardon me?
Roy Wood Jr.?
No, Patrice. Roy Wood Jr. is a great guy. He'd been working hard for 17 years, man, and this thing kicked in, and he loves doing the Daily Show, and he doesn't even know who suggested him for it. That was such a cool thing. I'm like, how'd you get it? Because I'm always interested in how people score like a big gig. And he said somewhere somebody must have seen him performing. He has no idea who suggested him, but the next thing he knew, he was on a plane to New York to audition.
Well, who gave him the ticket? He probably should figure out from that person.
Well, I guess his management people got him the ticket. I don't know, but he said he doesn't know who it was who suggested his name.
He's got to get new management.
You think?
Yeah.
I'll call him when I get off the phone with you.
Call him while you're on the phone with
while
me,
I'm
Jeffrey.
on, and just tell him he needs new management. Yeah, he said that it was a very exciting thing. He had always been a fan of Trevor's, and now he gets to work with him, and it's like a dream come true. Sounds good.
All right, my friend.
Well, and Oh Hello is opening this week, you know. The Oh Hello boys, Nick Kroll and John Mulaney, they're opening up at the Cherry Lane Theater, so I'll be down there.
Oh, great.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I'll be able to talk about that next week when we call in, and should be something in the column, too.
I didn't know that was called Oh Hello.
Yep, Oh Hello. Their off-Broadway appearance. They've been running stuff at UCB, and it opens tonight. And
this is down in the Village?
Pardon me?
Where's this Cherry Lane Theater at?
Oh, it's on Grove Street, I believe, in the Village. And you know what? In about half an hour at 2:30, I'm doing one of those AMA Reddits. Have you heard of those?
No. What are they going to ask you about?
I never know. I don't know. It's up to the world. You put it out there, and then people get a chance to ask you whatever questions they want.
So at 2:30 today, ask Jeffrey Gurian anything. You just go to Reddit?
Yeah, Reddit. I am. It's reddit.com/I am. If I don't know the exact site, it's Reddit /r/IAMA.
You okay? I heard all the slashing.
Yeah, there's a lot of slashing involved in Reddit.
So will you answer anything, Jeffrey?
Well, I think I'm supposed to.
As advertised?
Pardon me?
As advertised?
As advertised, yeah. I think, they kind of monitor the questions to make sure.
Yeah, they're real good about that.
Outrageous?
Yeah, they're all outrageous, Jeffrey. I mean, you're going to have to tell people how much your balls weigh.
Yeah.
You have to.
Everything.
Thank God I just weighed them yesterday.
Good.
So I have an answer ready.
All right, so this is Reddit Jeffrey /
It's confused. Reddit.com/r/IAMA.
Yeah.
That should take you to the site. I'll be posting it. But people are going to listen to your show till 3. So at 3, I should still be on.
No. I'm going to tell them at 2:30 to go over and ask you anything.
No, I want them to stay on your show. Your show is going to be much better than
I think they can multitask.
Yeah, I'm going to be around for a while.
Oh, yeah? All right, cool.
So don't worry about me.
Okay, I always worry about you. You know
congratulations on your Ask Me Anything.
Winter. Pardon me?
Yeah. Tell them I would love, if they ever do Ask Me Some Things, I would love to do it.
Yes.
But I'm not going to answer everything.
That's what I do on my Periscopes. Ask me something.
Sure.
Yeah, and Chris, we got to scope soon, man. As soon as your arm feels better, we got to go out and scope.
We're going to jump around, Jeffrey. I'll be in touch.
Absolutely.
We want to get in that jag.
Right. Talk to you later, Jeffrey.
Okay, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
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 Now, the AMA with Jeffrey Gurian, couldn't you just tweet to him? And it's not like, you know what I mean? It's like, I could see if somebody said, "Oh, Paul McCartney asked me anything," you know?
Pardon me?
But if it was Joey Jojo asked me anything, it was like I could always ask him.
Easy to get in touch with some of the people. Not just confined to the Reddit.
They'll be gentle with him, though.
Yeah, they're good that way.
Mm-hmm.
Probably hear fucking crickets in that room. Now, Jeffrey told me this. I didn't know it about him. He hires someone to do his tweets. He doesn't do his tweets himself.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
He has a tweet handler?
He says that he wants all negativity out of his life, so he doesn't follow his tweets. He has someone whose job is to retweet for him.
Yeah. I guess, will he tell this person, tweet this out? Like, throw this one out there? That's weird.
Does he write jokes for his...
I don't know. I've never went to his Twitter. I guess this is a great question for Ask Me Anything. Jeffrey Gurian.
/R.
Are you running for Congress this year? Who did you root for in World War II? Allies or Axis power? By the way, I probably shouldn't bring it up, but I'm working on a movie right now.
Oh,
really?
What is it?
Well, I'm hoping to direct a script of my own writing. And I noticed that a lot of people, when they're doing these movies, you get into a horror movie. It's easier to shoot. You don't need stars. So it's a slasher film. And it takes place in a camp where, I don't know whether you've ever seen slasher films, but they kill people, one at a time.
Yeah.
So it's a camp of ISIS terrorists. And every time the guy comes around to slash them or stab them with a knife, he hits the vest and it blows up. And I'm just trying to get a full 90 minutes out of it is the biggest problem. I'm wondering, is it a family of people who kills people, and why don't they figure out that they're stabbing people with suicide vests who aren't even running? They're not afraid because they're going to die anyway. They might as well take out a slashing psycho killer with them.
Like, how long before the first ISIS member gets slashed? Like, do we draw it out just so, get some more time out of it?
Good point. And do they have sex first?
Oh, you have to. That's one of the main rules. And that's going to be difficult with ISIS, with all the rules they have.
And the vests. They're just going to be bumping vests and boom, they blow up. I've already named and I do have a copyright on the name. It's Black Friday Bloodbath. And
good.
I got somebody working on the song for it right now.
Really?
Yeah. Maria.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She'll be perfect for that.
Well, she's already written the song.
Oh, okay.
And it's it's a love song. But I've got a list of people I want to put in it.
Oh.
Daniel Day-Lewis, Meryl Streep. And here's like a little kick here. Meryl Streep is the slasher.
Oh wow. My God, that's so different.
But here's another thing.
Yeah.
We found out from the twist, she is her own daughter.
Okay, this is good.
Can't figure out how to make the twist work, though.
Yeah, that's perfect premise.
There's also, are you guys familiar with Ava Braun?
Yeah.
And I just had this idea right now.
Okay.
It's kind of a porn starring Ava Braun. And the name of it is Mein Cunt. And
perfect.
I know. It's a fucking perfect joke I just wrote. That's why I'm sitting here. I mean, just not like a lot of times, like, oh, you're saying having a conversation.
Yeah.
And I just fucking, you know what I mean? I felt like that.
You wrote it.
Wish you would have had that for Doug Loves Movies.
You got to get back on that show. Drop that Mein Cunt.
You know what? But I also might want to retire completely undefeated. The way Tom Brady should have before he played the Giants. They'll just say, look, I retire. I'm not playing anymore.
What a loser, huh?
Yeah, it would only be down from there. I mean.
Well, I would always say this. I would always try to get in a fist fight, throw the first punch, and then go, look, I'm done fighting. Let's stop.
Let's call it truth.
My hand hurts from sneaking you in the tooth. I think a piece of your tooth went into my knuckle.
That's a win for you.
Yeah. And that's why you can lose a fight to a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Burr, 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 burr. Someone said Reddit. He can't block us then. Reddit must be desperate for content. I believe everyone's desperate for content.
Oh, yeah. It's the main goal.
No one ever says we've had all the content that we need.
We'd like less content.
No more content, please. The man says, I love how Jeffrey's in comedy, yet he's never heard of sarcasm. I don't know if that's true.
He's heard of it. Come on.
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
He's a very clever man.
The entire Seinfeld crew has been sending birthday messages to a terminally ill dad, and Mashable has collected them. It's, it's adorable. His kids would do that for him.
It's so super sweet, and I think it's also cute. It's not, they didn't just go after the stars, because his son is the one who set it up. My dad, has this rare form of lung cancer, and he's a super fan of Seinfeld. So it's not just like he got Elaine, it's all these side characters, and most of them actually did it in character. As the character.
Let me see one in character who did it. Because I didn't look at this. Did Jay Perlman do his in character?
Jay Peterman, yeah.
Jay Peterman.
Hello there, Jim Peterman here.
That's funny.
I understand it's your birthday. And so your family asked if I could do something a little special. Well, not only special, you, my friend, are going to be traveling. Yes, you're heading off to Papua New Guinea, where you are going to be joined by the little naked natives of Bantu Besh.
Yeah, let me just stop this here. For $2,500, you got this guy Thanksgiving with you to do the same thing. Soup Nazi in character?
Yes, I believe he does it in character.
All right, let's see.
Or a piece of it in character.
Jim Calder. This is Larry Thomas, the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld, and I hear...
He does a no soup for you joke at the end.
Well, fuck him. Buddy.
Well, hello there, Jim. Happy birthday. Putty here.
Stop. Putty needs lines written for him.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Somebody asked me to do this. Chris shot it for me for a guy and he died before they got there. And I'm like,
oh no!
But it's not like it's being rushed overnight. Could have gave it to him immediately.
Yeah,
you never got it.
I feel bad.
No, but he did get Voss's, and he laughed. And he told me the friend told me that Voss used the time that he was talking to the terminally ill patient to plug his gigs, which seriously made me laugh for 3 days. Because I'm not sure that he's sure where these things go out to, just to make sure.
Sure.
That's all I want to do, Chris. I'm already bored with Seinfeld show. So the only big star was Elaine?
Yes. And she didn't do it in character.
I'm sorry, Kramer. What are you fucking doing? Are you George?
Kramer actually did one better. He called him personally and had a chat with him on the phone. So he didn't make a video
All right, so now I look like an idiot. Now I'm the N-bomb, I guess, on Kramer.
But Jerry and George, I don't think, reached out.
Why wouldn't Jerry take him around in his car and get coffee?
I know, that's what he should have done.
The least he could do.
Very sick, Jerry. Can we go back to the hospital?
So the car you're choosing is an ambulance for me to drive you around in.
Fucking disgusting.
Unbelievable.
You know what? The way you end up coughing and phlegming. Yep. This is why me and Dave are upset with you.
I say too many bad things. I gotta think before I talk. It's becoming a problem.
It's not all about shocking.
Yeah, you just be a funny person.
Instead of just telling us what you masturbated to today.
Yeah. He masturbated to that video of the guys in Brooklyn who found some people doing it on a stoop and kept driving around looking at them.
I like that video.
Bet you do.
Yes, you do. Anything you can jack to, I'm going to shack Jack.
He's going to start periscoping his Jack Sesh.
No.
His peristroke, he calls it.
That's disgusting. You got your big scope coming, what, Saturday?
Yes, I will do a GPS pre-show on Periscope, and you can follow at the iBang. I will do it through the iBang.
The new Scope Bro, yeah, if they'll have you. The new Scope Bro shirts have arrived this early. We thought they weren't going to be here till the 7th.
Oh, nice!
So they're going to start shipping them soon.
It's beautiful.
And they also sent a video of the shirts being printed.
Oh, nice.
These are not the shirts.
Why would they do that? These are not the shits.
They're excited about the Scope Bros t-shirts.
Why?
Who wouldn't be? They're such a beautiful t-shirt.
Everyone. All right, let's see this thing. I'm going to watch it for seconds. Look how many windows you have open. You can't even find stuff.
Here we go.
Next block. What's this fucking? I'm trying to stop.
Were they shooting a porn?
It's just that's what they're into, you know?
That's just what they're about.
But they look like dogs in the street. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even look like you're watching something sexual.
No, it doesn't. It looks like when you, walk up on an animal. And you're like, oh, excuse
me. And this is a
me.
nice townhouse. I mean, it's probably $1 million plus.
Yeah.
If that's a full tenant.
Is that their home?
Or is it divided into...
He's showing off, too.
Now, what's he doing? Finishing where they can watch?
Oh, boy.
All right, now he's trying to work it back in. He's been thrown off.
He's confused. He didn't know what was going to happen next.
He thought he wanted people to watch.
Now, where is this?
It's somewhere in Brooklyn. Looks like maybe South Park Slope.
That's an incredibly expensive house.
Yeah.
That's a multi-million-dollar house.
It's a $3 million house at the moment.
They live there?
Yeah. And then sometimes they fuck out front. He doesn't have pets. He's got his own scene.
That's insane.
This is also insane, too, for people around the country to look at that house and go, oh, you know the big house in your town? This is 5 times more than that.
Yeah. I mean, those things they were $3 million like 10 years ago. So I'm guessing the brownstone and Park Slope's got to be fucking, 8? I mean, it's giant.
Why have we degraded into what you consider your real estate world? Seriously, it makes no fucking sense. You have zero knowledge about what goes for any price anywhere.
There's also people fucking on the stoop, and he's just like, I think it would be about $8 million.
Oh, shit, that's fucking great.
I'd pay more. People can stay. You guys can stay. I'm going to buy this house. Feel free.
Man, you got fucking shut down. I'm glad it finally happened. Today was a great day for just airing things out, getting fixed.
We just all said what was on our mind. It's good.
Yeah, we all just said what
healthy.
was on our mind. Yeah. And we move on from here. And we need to break here, Chris?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we
Then
need
let's
to break.
fucking do it, dude.
Break!
Bennington.
Love that song. Kind of makes you like Joe again.
You're an easy boss, that's for sure.
We're at the Scope Bros.
And that's different from being a good boss.
So many Scope Bros now.
God, yeah.
These t-shirts. These shirts.
Small sold out. Double XL sold out. Triple XL sold out.
Don't ask me anything. He asked about the shits. All right. I'm not jumping into the O&A thing today because I love them both. And I love Mr. Jim Shoes Norton. I love them all. But Anthony's starting more shit. And he said, Mr. Anthony Cumia is in the shower getting ready for today's show at 4 p.m. And then he linked to a YouTube scene of Henry in the shower hearing about the job and yelling Jimmy while he pounded on the wall. So, not stopping. But, you know what? Maybe I'm too much of a hippie for this. I do believe love can conquer all.
I believe it too. But that's just the way I was raised, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you were on that commune.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you, and Tito.
Yep.
Living as one.
So true.
All right, so Chris Stanley, you said that you have a gift that we should not keep giving. Now, do you call them gifts or gifs?
I call them GIFs. And I've heard that that's the correct way to say it is a GIF.
GIF, like choosy mothers choose GIF.
Exactly, yeah.
I know that it's correct, but it's one of those things.
What do you like to say?
I say GIF, but I know it's wrong, and I can't stop. It's been that way in my head for too long.
'Cause you can't stop. And you won't stop. Chris, that was pretty nice the way you were singing it. Sing it again.
And you won't stop.
You know what's nice about it?
What's that?
You get sweet eyes. And you look down to the side.
The way you tilted your head and looked at me, it's
you
so
look
sweet.
like you had a little invisible girlfriend right down there in your pocket.
A little pixie.
This is for you, Pixie girlfriend.
All right, so what exactly do you have in this GIF? Because I haven't looked. Have you looked at it, Gail?
I have not seen it.
Okay.
Joe, have you looked? No, you're planes, trains, and automobiles. To get back.
God forbid you get a Wi-Fi signal.
By the way, that was a Thanksgiving thing. Because didn't you took a plane to Philly?
Yeah.
And then a train here with Amtrak?
Yep. And then I took a cab from there, so I hit the trifecta.
And you got here in time.
I got here.
You know what your big
at the
mistake
time,
was?
I told him I was going to come, yeah.
You never should have told him that you were out of town. And he wouldn't have thought about anything.
Yeah.
And the anger would have just fucking built.
But why did you write to me, fucking Joe? Why were you so mad?
Because I fucking told him he wasn't going to fucking make it. And then
But here's the deal. You know you had Vito coming in, right?
Yeah. I had Vito.
And Vito can run the board.
Yes.
In there.
Yes.
So what was your problem?
That we're back from vacation. You should be at work.
All right, but see, there's two different things here. There's number one, the show has any problems.
Yeah.
It wouldn't with Vito in there, right?
No.
We trust Vito.
Yes.
We do.
So your thing is just personal, that Joe had a fun vacation instead of a drunkcation the way you did.
Oh, very drunk. Not a lot of memories from the last 5 days.
Could you imagine if I was screaming, that fucker's drunk, and he better not be drunk when I get back in here? But no, I let you go drink.
Yeah.
Just because you weren't in a sexy caravan.
You know what's going
all
on?
Thanksgiving weekend.
Thank you, Gail.
A caravan of sin and fun and
Sex.
art and sex.
Bum,
Love.
You know what, though? Your chick didn't want to be scoped, and that was weird.
Yeah, I know. She has like a internet following, so she's very protective of
She doesn't want to be seen with the geek.
Yeah, I guess so. What's the deal with that?
That's mean.
Yeah.
She's the geek.
That's what I'm saying.
That's good.
You're the chic.
Yeah.
But by the way, Chris, haven't you done the same thing?
It's happened before to me.
Where
yes.
you come flying in the last minute?
Yes, and I learned my lesson. That's why I tried to tell him.
But he's not you.
He hasn't learned his lesson
to
yet.
learn your lesson.
How come he can't learn his lesson?
Listen to my wisdom. I say, look, I learned the lesson.
Did you tell him not to do it?
I told him that the red-eye thing was a terrible idea. He told me before he even booked it. Like he booked it.
Okay,
And
then
told
you had a
me.
right to be pissed.
Yeah.
No, wait, except for he did show up on time.
He was here on time. He got here.
Yes, but he
Just
caused
before
me
the show.
undue
And
anxiety.
he was sending, wire stories and stuff from the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
It was amazing that way.
He's a good boy.
Matter of fact, he's number one right now.
Oh my God! Congratulations!
Yes.
I gotta get back in like this was Doug Loves Movies.
I'm so.
All right, now, what is this GIF that
Okay,
you're looking
this
at?
is literally the worst GIF I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, so this is what it is. It's a computer reenactment of a sex change operation, male to female.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I'm already having a problem with that. Looks like a man's fucking scrotum and cock. All right, let's see it. There's the slice down the balls.
Okay.
Fuck!
Oh my God!
Oh, man, that is tough to look at. What just came out? Balls?
It's inner ball.
Step in the ball, fucking.
But I thought
Cable.
I thought the balls were pushed up.
No.
To become.
They came out.
Oh!
They're sliced there.
And they peeled down.
They unsheathed.
You're scalping your cock.
They're slicing it off.
Why did they? Who would even invent this?
How did they figure it out?
I know.
Why are they
That's the piss tube.
slicing the sinews? Come on, this is too confusing. This is
That's
bound
the-
to get fucked
Then there's
up.
the shaft being turned inside out.
And these are little buttonholes here? Or what's going on?
We'll turn it into the vagina.
Oh, they're just cutting.
I know this
The
is way
hell
more.
out of this.
Yeah, this is way more complicated than I ever thought.
This is a horror film.
I couldn't have this done.
Oh,
I couldn't have this done. I couldn't become a woman.
oh.
Why? Why is
They
this
split the urethra. The piss tube.
That's the least of your problems.
They show you them stitching it up too.
Oh
It's
boy,
fucked up.
look at all the way down the taint. Sliced all the way down.
I'm really having trouble with this. I'm not even fucking kidding you.
Not good, dude.
Would this be that I couldn't see any operation or just this one?
It has to just be this one.
Well, this one is
it's too personal.
Personal. It's a very personal operation.
The amount of work that goes into this is phenomenal.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna vomit.
They slice.
Here's what I would like. See, this is where we fucked up. We should have put video of a vasectomy and just left it up there as a prank. And just said, I'm not having that done. I'll have 1 million kids before I have that done. Sponge Steve just got his ScoPro shirt and he's loving it. Tomorrow I'll let you do shout outs to all the people who are putting their shirts up. I saw a father-son one that was just so adorable, and a guy who looked like you doing an impression of you, which I may hire him if there's a threat on your life by somebody other than me.
I love the ScoPros. They're beautiful. And I'm glad I get to see them. I get to see them in the shirts.
It's amazing how many of them actually resemble you.
It's a great fan base. I feel comfortable with them, because they look like me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But this is the worst GIF ever. You couldn't do anything else worse than this.
Well, I think particularly the worst part is when they slice down and then unsheath the penis. They just take that skin and push it all the way down, and you have just exposed penis meat.
Dick meat. For me, it was right before that when they take the scalpel and they carve around the head of the penis.
I didn't like that. And then they just start to slice on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that just looks like
Joe,
for fun.
Joe's having problems.
It's really bad. The whole thing. I can watch it, though. That's the weird part.
I turned away.
I didn't like when they cut all the way down the scrotum, like almost right to the asshole. That looked pretty bad.
Ow.
What do you think they do with the discarded balls?
I thought that the balls went up in the body somewhere because I thought that you kind of needed balls.
They snipped them right out. I mean, you saw them. They came out.
They snipped and extracted.
Yep.
It's poor balls.
All right, wait.
No mas balls.
So Jeffrey's AMA has started.
Nice.
And let me see what he has titled it. Like some people write, I am a comedian, ask me anything. This is what Jeffrey wrote. I am a comedy writer / comedian / author / radio personality on Sirius XM from Too Much Tuna, who has written for Rodney, Joan Rivers, Dice Clay, and many Friars books, plus a book with an intro by Chris Rock and Patrice O'Neill's co-host on Black Phillip. Ask me anything.
That's a lot of credits just for the title. I think comedy.
Is anybody asking him anything?
As this guy just said, I'm an LED researcher. AMA. Let's see. How much do your balls weigh?
Okay. We knew that was coming.
Do you like Vic Henley?
Oh, man.
Are these the shirts?
Why do you keep bothering Ron Bennington with phone calls while he's at work? Oh, that cock thing has really fucked me up.
It's fucked up, man. I saw that.
Has Jeffrey answered anything?
Oh, he answered the shirts question.
Oh, wait. So go ahead and do it in Jeffrey's voice.
Not sure I understand your question. Shirts? They're more like pants.
All right, here's one. How would you rate Chris Stanley, producer of The Bennington Show, sexiness on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the super fucking sexy? Answer. Chris is definitely a 10 in my book, and I keep my book locked up at home.
Thank you.
All right, here's a question. Do you ever get starstruck? Answer. Great question. I wouldn't say starstruck, but I still get excited by meeting the people I admire for their talent.
Nice. Very nice. Good answer.
So it's an Ask Me Anything with Jeff Curry, and literally the longest fucking thing.
Never been a longer title in the history of Reddit.
I am a comedy writer / comedian / author, radio personality on Sirius XM from Too Much Tuna, who has written for Rodney, Joan Rivers, Dice Clay, and many Friars Roast, plus a book with an intro by Chris Rock and Patrice O'Neal's co-star on Black Phillip. Ask me anything.
I think I learned everything from this title.
No further questions.
Here you go. How do you avoid appearing to be creepy around female comedians? Some of them are quite fetching. Answer: I haven't seen anyone use the word fetching since 1810. Way to go, LOL.
Let's see his proof picture. There he is. There's the proof.
This is really Gurian answering these questions.
Make the picture bigger. And now let's go to look around his apartment. Is that his actual place?
Look, there's a wall of pictures.
There's a wall of photos.
He's got the wall of a fucking comedy club in his own home. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, you feel like you just walked in.
I think there he is with Jane Lynch.
Where would you say started it off for you? I knew I had a sense of humor as a kid. My dad introduced me to comedy as a young boy and used to take me to see comedy films.
Does he have a Fabergé egg back there?
Yeah.
I think
that's
either that or a signed baseball.
His breakfast. That's his breakfast.
He keeps it at the glass.
Yes. The funny thing is, all the pictures of his celebrities have him in it.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
He knows everybody.
Let's see if you can guess this one. Who's your favorite comedian at the moment?
Favorite comedian? Does he say Amy?
For many years, it has been Gilbert Gottfried. And if you've never seen the W.C. Field movies, you must check them out. Well, I agree on that, but it had nothing to do with your question.
Fields gets a plug.
I guess ask me anything, and I'll answer
what I choose.
Stuff that's going on in my brain. Chris, would you ever consider doing an Ask Me Anything?
No, I'm doing Ask Me Anything.
And scoping it.
Yes, I love scoping.
But people can just call you here anytime they want to ask you something.
And they can ask you whatever they like.
My whole life really is just an Ask Me Anything, no matter what situation I'm in. Oh, I think there's a picture of Mariah Carey. Good get, Gurian. What coffee table book does he have there?
It's a coffee table book that turns into a coffee table.
That's his idea.
Oh, there's some money on this table. I'm really looking into this.
Oh.
Look at 50.
Is there such a thing as too much tuna? Answer: you can never have too much tuna. Scientists have proven that. Could you tell us about the time you met Woody Allen? Because he told that story so many times. Question: ever feel like you should go back to dentistry? I absolutely love dentistry every minute I was in it. I love taking care of people and making them look beautiful. I don't know.
Dude is the best.
I can't wait to jump around with him. I can't wait how fucking weird that gets.
For him and you.
Oh, yeah.
You're both in a nightmare situation.
You better let me ride shotgun.
He has a couple of good dentistry stories about celebrities. He would do stuff for people like in their hotel room.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, one very, very famous person who now has HIV.
Oh,
maybe got it from Jeffrey's scalpel.
That could be it.
Why do you never hop around to the San Francisco Bay Area clubs? Answer: hopping around would be a new concept for me. I tend to jump around. And I would love to come out to the SF Bay Area clubs. All they'd have to do is fly me out and put me up. So if you know anyone, let me know. Oh. Why do you always ruin Bennington? By calling in. Between you and Hard Rock Johnny, I want to punch my own ears. Never thought I'd say this. I miss Blowhard. Try punching your own ears and let me know how that works out.
God.
If you're too busy to do it yourself, maybe a neighbor could help you out.
Good one, Jeffrey.
That was good.
Get him, Jeffrey.
He's fucking ready at all times.
Just killing him, Jeff.
Yeah.
He
doesn't like being called Jeff.
I just remembered.
And somebody told me that the first time he was on with me, I called him Jeff the whole time, and he never corrected me.
He was just stewing, probably.
I'll get him.
Fucker.
I'll get him.
These are not the shits. This is not enough tuna.
This is not the Jeff.
How hard is it to add a re? Some people say they'll never watch that gift.
You got to test yourself. Test your mettle.
I struggle with it. I didn't think of any cartoon that fucked me up.
Yeah, it was like I was like, computer animation, whatever. And then once that scalpel cut off that.
Look, you know what? This is one of the reasons why I could never be a doctor. I'm not doing all that fucking shit. I'm just going to yell, keep your dick, dude, is what I would yell.
It works, right? Then use it, buddy.
Just tell everyone you don't have a dick.
All right, here's one. Would you let Chris Stanley smoke in your Jag with the windows up? Hashtag Scope Bro.
Please say yes.
What's the best escort agency in Manhattan?
Okay, that's a rumor.
Here's somebody just said to him, got any bread?
Got any bread? Favorite joke.
Have you ever taken a photo from the hip down? Where do you get all your money from? Apparently, he doesn't answer all the questions.
Either that or it's taken him a while.
Yeah. Or he's still laughing at how many times he said, have your neighbor punch your ears.
That was pretty
good. How many
good.
federal watch lists are you on? Do people do AMAs the way they used to? It used to be a gigantic thing.
I feel like the last really big one was like Obama.
And it feels like that ended it, right?
I mean, yeah, but how much bigger are you going to get than Obama?
But they used to open movies with those things, and I don't see that happening anymore.
I think they kind of fell out of favor after.
I read that a vacuum repairman got a pretty big one.
Really?
Yeah, just answer people's questions about vacuums.
Here's one. Based on the current level of your trust fund and your accountant's projections, how much longer can you continue your extravagant lifestyle without really contributing anything worthwhile to the world? I dare say that I have probably contributed more to the world in 1 year than you have in your entire life. It's always fascinating how anonymity gives certain people the feeling of power. I wonder what you've added to the world that's made any difference whatsoever.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Got him, Jeffrey. That guy feels like shit right now.
Yeah. Get him, Jeffrey.
Get him, Jeffrey. Jeff. Jeff is there. Get them shits.
Get him, Jeffrey.
And get his side day for the stuff he wrote on his Facebook.
Yeah, get him.
Get him, Jeffrey. Yeah, everybody. We got him.
Yeah.
What? What are the 3 most valuable lessons you've learned about women and dating? Rest in peace, Patrice. Patrice. Answer. It wasn't what I learned from Patrice. It's what was reaffirmed for me. Men need to own their own power the way same as women. Women's power is very strong, and men can often be weakened by it. It's also important for men to treat each other with respect. It's very strange.
Interesting.
Odd is another word to use.
I dare say.
What? How can someone else's power weaken you?
I don't know. That's a weird answer.
Well, it's working. This AMA's slowed down a little bit.
These guys start going to those other questions they refuse to answer.
I know. That's why it's not an AMA.
Get to the money one, dude.
I think he's losing his enthusiasm. No one's going to ask you about fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they would be asking you now and writing to your Twitter now if people cared about it.
They're just excited by the title.
I wonder if he's typing these things out or his assistant.
His Twitter assistant.
His assistant only writes in fucking Spanish, so then somebody else has to fucking translate that back. That's why some of this stuff doesn't. Any funny? Oh God! Nice Jelfie, bro. What's the secret to the hair?
I guess that would be a Jelfie if he's taking his own selfie.
It's kind of funny. We gotta get that going. He takes a lot of Jelfies.
What's up with the Jelfies, bro?
Wait, I gotta get going, but Pit Doc wants to talk to us. Take your thumb off in there.
Put him on hold.
Pit Doc, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, Ronnie. I just wanted to say thank you once again for the Thanksgiving party. It was fantastic.
You were fantastic, my friend.
Love you.
Thank you. I'll be in probably a week before Christmas to drop something off. And one more thing. I'd just like to say that I'm a doctor. I'm think of myself as a smart and educated man. But every year, Ronnie, you come along every December and prove to me what I really am, and that's a rube. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Pit Doc. And we got to get going. We've got stuff to do today. But we will see you all again back here in 1974.